What is going on, everybody? Random Hero Game, and it's good to be back. Sometimes it could be a little difficult talking for 10 plus minutes. I mean, I don't want to put out these videos that are just slop, where I'm just repeating the same thing over and over again. Boomer's bad, Gen Z poor, Gen Z this, Gen Z doesn't get laid, Gen Z has no money, the world is getting worse. I don't want to put out those slop videos every single day over and over again. I think my audience is more sophisticated than most of these kind of new generation video game commentators. So I had quite the weekend. And there's a Joker quote from The Killing Joke. It's something along the lines of, I don't remember word for word, but it's like, all it takes is one bad day to make even the most sanest person become reduced to absolute lunacy and chaos. And I had one of those days. So it starts off, I get on the train from West Palm. I had to go down to the Aventura Mall for some business. Take the train down there. First I get on this train and it's filled with people wearing cowboy hats and cowboy boots. I'm like, what the hell's going on? I overhear a conversation of some girls behind me. Two really pretty girls behind me wearing cowboy boots, cowboy hats. And there was a Morgan Wallen concert that night in Miami Gardens at the Hard Rock Arena. So just about everyone on that train was going down there to go to the Morgan Wallen concert. If you don't know Morgan Wallen is a pop / country singer. Very, very normie core music. Again, I hold nothing against you if you listen to his music, but it is primarily for the normies, Billboard Top 100, that kind of stuff. Everyone on this train was extremely attractive. Normies, normal people, 20s to 40, millennials, and these two really, really pretty girls were sitting behind me. And I happened to just eavesdrop on their conversation because they were so loud. I couldn't get away from it. I couldn't get away from it, even with headphones. But in case you ever are wondering, oh, am I missing out? Do I wish I was in these crowds with these people, with these normies, with these girls, and listening to them and whatever? But this is what their conversation consisted of for the 45-minute train ride. And I'm not kidding. It started out with, what is your favorite name? And to add a little bit of a spice to it, you couldn't use your kids' names. So these girls were going back and forth about their favorite names, which names sound goofy, which names sounded powerful, which names people took seriously and didn't take seriously. And that was probably half the train ride, them talking about that. And then they started gossiping about work. They were making fun of some girl that had a lazy eye and, the typical, I don't know which way she's looking. I couldn't tell if she was talking to me or her. And they were just giggling about that. And then they FaceTimed one of their kids. And it was just yapping and yapping and yapping. And then a couple rows in front of me was some Giga Chad, like 6'3", perfect, like trimmed facial hair, jawline of steel. He had the right clothes on. He had designer glasses. Just total Giga Chad, mogging everyone, mogging me from 4 rows back. He had a harem of girls with him, 4 girls around him and just him. And I'm just watching this guy. And it's amazing when you're like that good looking and tall and that confident. It just felt like it was his world and we're living in it, It's just, you see this guy and you just wonder, how the hell does he do it? He's sitting up straight, perfect posture. Got these girls around him. They're going to listen to Morgan Wallen. I mean, they're spending hundreds of dollars to listen to some very mediocre bubblegum pop music. And then I finally get off the train. I get to the Aventura Mall. It is in South Florida, so, it's very Hispanic population, a lot of Hispanic people. And I'm walking through this mall. Almost no one speaks English. Almost no one. Most people just look kind of mixed race, brown. It's pretty shocking that it was America that I was in. But I wanted to get a cup of coffee. I go into one of the little coffee shops in the mall. I just want a large cup of coffee, a large cup of iced coffee because it's friggin' 90 something degrees out. Get an iced coffee. The lady looks at me like I have 3 heads, and she doesn't even say anything. She just turns to the other woman behind the counter, signals her over to come take my order because the other girl was white, she was not, and she didn't speak any English. So I say, hey, can I just get a large cup of coffee? And that's it, just a little bit of cream in it. She says, okay, $8.50 for a large regular iced cup of coffee. She puts the ice in this. This was what infuriated me watching her make this coffee. She gets a plastic cup, puts ice in it, and then pours steaming hot coffee into it. And I'm just watching this microplastic concoction just be made right in front of me. She gives me the coffee black, and then she says, on the table behind you is where you're going to find the cream. So I'm like, okay, I go, turn around, see the cream. It's the shitty little Coffee Mate pods. So I know, first world problems, but I'm pissed. I'm like, I just spent $8.50 for a large cup of coffee, and it looks disgusting. Steaming hot liquid in a thin plastic cup. I already know this is going to be nasty. But I needed coffee. I'm an addict. So, put the Coffee Mate cream in it, mix it around, take a few sips. It's abhorrent. It tastes like acid, like pure acid. Disgusting. Horrible. It's giving me heartburn. It's making my throat burn. It's like, you could feel the acid shooting up through your trachea and esophagus, just hitting the roof of my mouth. It was just that I was that uncomfortable. So finish that, and I'm like, I need to get this aftertaste out of my mouth. Go to a different coffee shop. This time I want something flavored because I just want to rinse that taste out of my mouth. Okay, I'll get a medium vanilla latte. That'll be $13. So now I'm 20-something into it just for coffee. 2 drinks, I know. I didn't need it, but 20-something. And I'm walking through this mall. No one speaks English. No one's even looking at me. No one says hi. And you want to know what's the most dystopian thing when you go to these malls is there's no kids around. It's people with dogs. People pushing their dogs in strollers. People walking their dogs around. Some guy had like a giant Rottweiler walking around people. This giant dog that could easily just kill a grown adult. So this mall trip sucks. People couldn't be more shallow, just overhearing conversations. The coffee was disgusting. I finally get back home. And I needed to run an errand, get some shampoo and toothpaste from Walmart. Go to the Walmart, get all my stuff, go back to my car, and I'm just kind of sitting in my car on my phone before I pulled out. And all of a sudden I hear a bang on the passenger seat. Just a large bang. I'm like, what the fuck? Roll the window down, and I see this drunk Hispanic guy, eyes yellow, probably about 60 years old, fat, short, banged into my door. It sounded like thunder, like a giant bolt of lightning just hit right next to my car. And so I roll down the window. I'm like, dude, what the hell did you just do? He's like, I don't know, you close. I don't know, you close. So I'm like, all right, get out of the car. Hey, are you going to pay for that? And I looked, just to make sure. He was gaslighting me a little bit. But my tires were in the white lines. So I say, hey, dude, are you going to pay for that? He looks at me, smiles, walks away. Just walks off. And he was with probably his wife who was driving. But they just walk off like nothing happened. I can't literally physically restrain the guy. And he's probably illegal, too. He probably doesn't even have any insurance or anything. He just smiles, says, you close, walks off. And I'm just thinking, what are my options here? Do I absolutely destroy this guy's car? Do I grate my key from the headlight to the back? What do I do here? And then I'm thinking in my head, there's nothing I can do. So I text my brother, he's a lawyer. What the hell do I do? He's like, oh, get the license plate and just submit it to ICE or something. And so, like, I'm like, yeah, like they're really going to do anything. So just record a video, get the license plate. Have to do everything in my power not to just destroy everything in sight at this guy's vehicle. I was so powerless. And I'm just thinking, in a decent society where people actually care, where they're actually punished for wrongdoing, this would never happen. If I did that to someone, I would feel like such garbage that I would make it right. I would do whatever I had to make it right. So now I've got this giant dent in my door. This guy walked off with his wife. They didn't even look back or think twice. And it just occurred to me that I don't want anything to do with this. I don't want to contribute to this. I don't want this to keep going. Is it too late? Can we even fight back against this? This just lack of decency? It's like, why am I a decent person? Why am I nice to people? Why do I pay taxes? Why do I work hard? If some guy could just get away with destroying the door of my car that now I have to pay for, I'm punished for it. So I go back and, I'm just thinking through my whole day, my long day. I'm at the mall. Nobody spoke English. The person that literally had a job at the mall didn't even need to learn English to have the job. The coffee was disgusting, and it was nearly $9 for a cup of coffee. $9 for a cup of coffee. And it was disgusting, and it was horrible quality. And then this happens with my door. And for the next couple days after that, I just sort of devolved into this bundle of anger. I was so angry. I never wanted to even be nice to another person again in my life. Of course, I calmed down a bit, but still, seriously, what is the argument for keeping this experiment known as the United States of America going? There's just no common decency, the shallowness, the lack of empathy. I just don't know, guys. I don't know. I don't have the answer. Maybe you guys do in the comments. I always love reading the comments. Even the ones that call me a Fed or I'm some kind of, operative to get people to pay taxes and I don't know. There's some I get some funny comments. But yeah, just needed to vent here. I've got more videos coming. I hope you guys enjoy these when I don't have a specific topic to talk about, just kind of vent. I know you guys like these videos. But it's getting harder and harder to go outside. I'll catch you guys next time. More videos this week. I'm amped up. Peace.